I generally don't listen to the radio. I just ride down the road. My radio works, but I just don't listen to it. So I ride down the road and God will be talking to me back and forth. And sometimes I'll have a word and I can keep it, and sometimes it gets away from me. Amen. And every now and again, my vehicle acts up and makes me have to pull over to the side of the road so I can pause and have nothing going. I turn it off and let God just do what he do. And I sit and meditate, because there's two parts of my communication and relationship with God is that I pray, and then I got to meditate to wait to see what he's saying. And a lot of times, we have our own plans. Just like I said, I came on today, and I actually thought I had a good message. And I was talking to Pastor. It probably was a good message, but not for this appointed time. What came to me, I'll be coming out the book of Habakkuk 2 and 2:3. When you get it, say amen. Habakkuk 2:2-3. When you get it, say amen. Those who are able, please stand in reverence to the word of God. And it reads, "And the Lord answereth me and said, Write the vision, and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. Not at the end it shall speak, and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." Lord, I have a blessing and reading unto his holy word. Amen. You may be seated. It's interesting that word tarry. It's sort of like a double-edged sword. It means it could be late or tardy, or it could mean wait. So a lot of times when we have visions, I would tell my clients that I work with, if you want to make God laugh, tell him what your plans are. And tell them how they're going to come out. See, because we can make plans, but if we don't have God in it, it ain't going to be worth a dime. Not a single dime. My wife is a planner. I, a lot of times, just work on the premise that God's going to show me what to do at the moment that he's appointed for me. And I guess the school of thought for me is that he has prepared me for such a day as this. Because I didn't come with a word that I thought I wanted y'all to hear. So whatever's coming out of my mouth right at this moment is unprepared. It's just going to be the Spirit. Can we say amen? Amen. If I would have a text, God has a plan for you. Look at your neighbor and say, God has a plan for me.
God have a plan for me.
And if we don't believe it, see, there's a lot of people running around with good ideas. You hear them everywhere. Yes. Oh, I got this idea to do this, and I'm going to do that. However, the best plans are written. It tells us in the text, write the vision. So God gives it to you, and you don't put it in black and white. It just runs around in your head. And that is just potential. Potential is nothing if you don't do anything with it. So when you can visualize what God has for you, written it down, then you have a course of action that you can run to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
God has a plan for you.
Amen. Amen.
I say God has a plan for you.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
However, many of us will not tarry. We won't wait. We think God is microwave.
Come on now, say something.
We want to put it on a set timer and put start and have a whole meal.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
See, I remember when I was coming up, if I wanted to heat something up, I had to start from scratch.
Right.
I had to turn on the oven or turn on the pot.
Come on now.
Put something on, wait for it to get a certain heat. Put it and fix it and put it all mixed together. See, I didn't have a thing where you could just zip it out and pop it in, set it on 2 minutes, press start.
Come on now, say something.
Now, God can work like that. However, sometimes we have to tarry
Yes, sir.
because God has a plan for you.
All
All
right.
right.
Say something. Say something.
So sometimes we don't want to go through that process. We want the benefits that God has to offer. However, we don't want to do the work. If I do not work, I do not eat.
All right.
I want to get a job and find out how I can do the less and still get paid the most. I see it all over the place. I got co-workers like that. They see how little they can do, still keep their job, and how much they're going to get.
Come on, say something.
We can't do God like that either. Because God has a plan for you.
Yes, sir.
Right.
We have to tarry. Prepping that meal requires some energy.
Yes, sir.
And leftovers, warm-overs, cooked-overs, redos. God will give us all these opportunities because He has a plan for us. However, sometimes we get in the way. Have you ever been in God's way?
Yeah.
I get in His way. See, when I get in God's way, it's because I want to do my thing. I'm not either convinced of His plan or I think I got a better plan. See, because we want terror. We want something instant, remote control. I want to be able to flick it like I do the TV. But I grew up when in order to turn on the TV, you had to walk up to it.
Right.
And you had to pull them out. And then it didn't come on automatically, it warmed up. And there was about 4 or 5 channels you could watch.
That's it.
And then they had this U channel. And in order to get it, you had to tarry a little bit. You had to hold the antenna and jiggle the little thing and the rabbit ears and get out fuzz. And see, but we don't want to do that today. We want to microwave God answers. We don't want to take out the fuzz. We don't want to put out the energy to walk across the room. Wait on it to come on. Put it in the place it's supposed to be. Because God has a plan for us. See, we want to do God like a picture in picture. I want to watch this picture, now I'm going to watch this other picture over here. I'm double-minded. I want to have God's will over here and my will over here. And I want God's will to lead more to mine instead of the other way around. If God has a plan for me and He has a plan for you, where do I find that? Well, I go to Jeremiah 29:11. And He said, "For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end." God has a plan. The first time I actually heard this, I was in Anchorage, Alaska. And this was before I got saved. I'm walking around downtown Anchorage, Alaska, and the buses run once an hour. You know the devil's the author of confusion, right? I'm sitting up there confused and conflicted. And I had just confessed my transgressions, and I felt some cleansing. And I was sitting down, and I asked a stranger how they're doing, and they said fine. And we began to chat a little bit when we waited on the bus. And all of a sudden she said, Jeremiah 29:11. And I didn't know what that meant. But God had a plan for me. Amen. So I caught the bus with the lady, and I rode the bus, because I didn't care where it went, because Anchorage is only so big. I get to the end of it, I just catch another bus coming the other way. I didn't have a plan, but God had a plan. And so as she revealed more to me, I realized that I was entertaining an angel, and that she was actually helping me to align myself with God's plan. All right. So then I wrote down what the vision was. And at that time, for all intents and purposes, I was homeless. I was jobless. But I wasn't godless.
All right now.
God had a plan for me. And he delivered me from that hopeless state of mind. Because I wrote down what it was that God had for me. To go back to school, to get a job, to be a productive member of society, pay my bills, and to go to church and do God's will. Yes. Shortly after that, I was saved. 3 years in the works, I ended up becoming ordained. But in that process, I had finished school, got a job, and was a productive member of society. And it was God's plan, not mine. I didn't think I wanted to go back to school. I didn't think I was worthy. I was satisfied with being a derelict, doing something my own plan. But when I wrote down those visions and I put it off, and then every now and again, when I had doubt, God would give me an angel.
Right now.
And I can remember thinking I had accomplished all I was supposed to accomplish. But can you tell somebody, God has a plan for you? Jesus. Amen? Amen. God has a plan for you. So I pursued going to school once again, because in the work that I was doing, I found that I wasn't reaching what God had for me. Because I could see it obviously that people around me weren't as qualified to do the things that I could do. However, I didn't have the necessary credentials. All right, man. So whoever God calls, he qualifies. However, we got to do our work. So I went back to school. But it was funny because I got accepted to a bunch of schools. I had these applications, and I put them all on this table, and I was in the library, and I prayed over the applications as I put my little check for the application fee in and said, God, give me the school I'm supposed to go to. And one by one, I licked the envelopes and I closed them, put the little stamps on them, put them in the mail. I started getting answers. First school was, I guess, the University of Denver in Colorado. And I was in Anchorage, Alaska. I'm like, God, that's not where I want to go. I can make God laugh, can I? Amen? He's going to show me something. Next school he gave me was NYU, New York University. And I'm thinking, that's a cool place to go. But it's still kind of cold. And I said, I'll take a look at it. Then he sent me Florida State University and another university in southern Florida called Berry University. Now, I never heard of Barry University, but I took a trip down there to visit. However, I heard of Florida State. And once I came back from my visit, I was telling one of my coworkers that I'm thinking I'll go to school, but I'm going to wait a year. That was my plan. God spoke to that person and said, what's going to be the difference if you wait a year? Well, automatically God started working on me. I'll be a year older. I'll be a year further in debt. I'll be a year behind. I'll be a whole year. And you know what? Tomorrow's my promise. God has a plan. So I didn't tarry. I went ahead and went to Florida State. And the very first day I was on that campus, I can remember we had to write our plan for the next 2 years in order to graduate. And after I finished writing that plan, I can remember taking a break. And there was this little girl from Indianola, Indiana. And I was shaking my head and I was looking around at my classmates and they were fairly younger than me and I'm middle-aged and I'm looking around and I'm like, I don't know if I could do this. And she just said to me, you ain't got to do it all today. God has a plan for you. If you're not thoroughly convinced that God has a plan for you, write it down. Write it down. Put God to the test. It said it won't fail. We'll never lie. If you think God won't do for you, do you think he will? See, because God can come down right now and put me in a half Nelson and say, do my will. But he won't do that. Because he's a loving, caring God. He gives us free will. See, so even though he can do that, he hasn't done that. But he has done it in time. He sent down his angel to wrestle with Jacob. Amen? And Jacob wouldn't let go until he got his blessing. But now in this time, we wrestle more in between our ears with our ideas, our way of thinking. And when we don't have it written down, we can't see the vision, we can't tarry, we can't wait on it because we get confused with what the next thing is right in front of us. See, we lose sight of what we're supposed to do and live for just this moment. And we can't be fickle like that. We can ill afford. We can ill afford to not hearken unto what God has for us. I didn't say it was easy. But in the beginning was the Word. And the Word was with God. And the Word was God. So when we write down words and they're given to us for that vision, they're God's words. However, we need to pray and meditate that what we're writing down is his vision, not ours. Because it further goes on to say in Jeremiah that then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you, and ye shall seek me and find me, and when you shall search for me with all your heart. We can't do God half-hearted. If I were to love my wife half-heartedly, she wouldn't want me. Say, man, to find this woman, find this a good thing. And we have our rumblings. We have our disagreements. And sometimes they get a little heated and sometimes they don't. But I pray without ceasing, that God will continue to bless us.
Amen.
And I pray that we can share a vision. We get together and we have little budget meetings. Because much is given, much is required. But however, on the flip side, I need to be a good steward over a few things. And the few things that we got, the twos and fews, we work with them. And a lot of times, when God gives me less, I still can do more. But it requires more communication, more involvement in planning with my wife. But that also means I'm planning with my Heavenly Father. Because He has a plan for me. And it's not to fail. Not a spirit of fear. Walk by faith and not by sight. God has a plan for you. If we lean not to our own understanding, but in all things acknowledge Him, He will direct our path. However, if it's good enough for Him to write in a book, I guess it's good enough for us to write our vision. As I pray that I hadn't wearied your patience, I asked the pastor, he's gonna call, okay. Most of y'all as members anyway. Does anybody need a prayer? Does anybody feel that God could strengthen them or do something for them that they cannot do for themselves? Amen. Call to worship, call to praise and testify. All these things that we've done before. This part as we close the word on today. Give you an opportunity to step forward and ask for your prayer to be answered. We ourselves are just intercessors. God is the author. He's the finisher. So if you stand in need of prayer, feel free to come forward. If not, I ask that Lord continue to bless each and every one of you in your respective place.